I'm sure that people in the paddock have been checking their weather apps. I haven't been able to, but I did this morning. There is a chance of rain, but it was looking more towards the end of the day's proceedings, which is good as our front row now gets into position. So they'll neatly be, as we're just waiting, I think that's Lincoln Douglas just coming down. So we've got Ashton Butlin on the right-hand side of the screen and also Lincoln Douglas on the left, coming into shot now. So drivers will be instructed to... so red lights are on the starting gantry. Grid is being cleared ahead of the first Intercart race of the 2018 season. So it looks like the 5-second board has just gone out. And they're racing and underway, and getting the whole shot is Damien Barris-Hadgett going into turn one. It's nearly three wide going into the turn 1 and 2 complex. Up the hill they come for the first time of asking. So we'll just keep an eye on the leaders as they come through. As you can see, this championship is going to be very tightly packed. All 10 drivers were pretty much on the same bit of straight just now coming up the hill as they're coming down into the mid-complex. They go a little bit wider at the bottom part of the hill. So at the moment, it looks like Barris-Hadgett is still leading. Kasper Tomilewski is still in second and isn't that far behind. Then in third, it looks like we've got, is that Liam Hartley? That is. Behind him should be Adam Bucock as well. And the number 53. Down the hill, down the double right-hander they come. So lap 1 completed. It's still Barris-Hadgett from Tomilewski. Hartley, Bucock, Tokarski now in 5th position. Ollie Poole jumps up 2 places into 6th. Jacob Anslow now into 7th position, with Lincoln Douglas, Freddie Moore and Ashton Butlin rounding out the top 10 as the battle for the lead now gets very hot under the collar. Down the hill they come. Barris-Hadgett still leading, and there is a really good battle for 3rd place. That's Liam Hartley and Adam Bucock battling for 3rd and 4th respectively. Behind them is Tokarski and Poole. So this is really very interesting indeed. We're only in the initial phase of this race, and there are 3 battles at the front end of the field already, as Bucock was thinking of a move past Hartley going into the first part of the boot, but Hartley gets back in front. Tokarski, meanwhile, is right on the back bumper of this battling duel, as is Ollie Poole. So this is fast becoming a 4-way scrap for from 3rd to 6th position. Meanwhile, the leaders are starting to check out a little bit. Barris-Hadgett and Tomilewski are setting respective Sector 1 and Sector 2 purples at the moment, and they're coming down the hill at the moment. Tomilewski is at the minute biding his time, I think, just waiting in the wings as this 4-way battle has gone nearly 3 wide coming out of that corner. And still at the front of that train, 4-cart train, it's the Hartley train, it's Liam Hartley, with Tokarski getting stuck in there, trying to get elbows out on Bucock, going into the approach towards the boot. Ollie Poole is still there as well. And Tokarski has really got some good purchase coming out of that final corner. And look at this scrabble going across the start-finish line. Bucock sends it up the inside of Hartley, who loses 2 places. Tokarski goes through as well. So Liam Hartley drops from 3rd to 5th. He could drop to 6th if Ollie Poole has to run going up the hill. No, still in 5th at the moment. So nice work by both Bucock and Tokarski to jump on Hartley very quickly coming out of that final corner. They will have to watch track limits though. That's still part of the racecraft these drivers will have to develop. They would have learnt that in the Bambino phase over the past couple of years or so. And whoa, Tomilewski is having a drag race with Barris-Hadgett going into the boot. Tokarski was ahead. Tomilewski was ahead, but Barris-Hadgett gets back in front. Oh, bit of contact. There was a bit of contact there between Tomilewski's front Nassau plate and the rear bumper of Barris-Hadgett's cart. But both drivers kept it on the straight and narrow, kept it on the black stuff as they come up the hill. 4 laps completed now onto lap 5. Tomilewski is looking very racy, but has to watch what he's doing a little bit. Karting is meant to be a non-contact sport, as Barris Hadgett goes a bit wide there, coming down the hill. So Barris Hadgett still leads the way. Meanwhile, this battle for third position, it's Bucock from Tokarski from Hartley, and Hartley is charging at Tokarski going into... Oh, and Tokarski spins! Tokarski spins at the top of the hill, going into the fast double right-hander, having come out of the boots. That will drop him significantly down the order. Ollie Poole, in the meantime, has also dropped down. He's now a lap down, according to the timing screens. So I'm wondering whether he has had an issue, as the leaders are now coming down the top part of the crest of the hill, down into this very technical section. But it is about carrying the momentum as well. Both drivers opt for the concrete, but Barris Hadgett took a bit more of a wide exit out of that corner, which gives him a bit more momentum. But meanwhile, we've still got... Now, this is the battle for 7th position at the moment. Lincoln Douglas, Freddie Moore, and Ashton Butlin. This is for 7th, 8th, and 9th. They're about 25 seconds off the leaders at the moment, as Barris Hadgett is going fastest of anybody. Set the fastest lap of the race of 55.895 last time around. Tomilewski is now 9 tenths away from him and dropping. Bucock's still in third, but he's dropped off significantly. He's now 4.439 seconds off the leader. As a result of that spin, Tokarski actually didn't lose out that much time. He's dropped down into 5th position. He was there at some point a bit earlier on in the opening exchanges here at Whilton Mill. But this is a nice little battle for 7th, 8th and 9th. Lincoln Douglas leads the way in the number 12. Then it's Freddie Moore in the 68 and Ashton Butlin in the number 88. As Moore is trying to put the feelers out on Douglas for 7th, but can't do that at the moment. They now come through the mid part of the track down into the straight. So Bucock has got Hartley closing. The gap between the pair last time around was 9 tenths of a second, as our leaders are now coming into the midfield part of the track. So it's 50 seconds plus an additional lap to go. So coming into shot at the moment is Damien Barris Hadgett, still leading the way. The gap has further extended between himself and Kasper Tomilewski. And it's just gone up to nearly 2 seconds with 20 seconds on the clock plus an additional lap. So when Damien Barris Hadgett comes around next time, he'll get the final lap board showing on the Digi flag. So Freddie Moore has got past Lincoln Douglas for 7th. So timer has now counted down. So into shot now is Damien Barris Hadgett. He'll now come on the approach towards the boot, so down the straight. Head down a little bit, helps the aerodynamics a little bit as well. Through into the boot he goes. So around the double right-hander. So 1 lap to go for the number 47. So the Intercart Honda Cadet Championship getting its first opening exchange out of the way. Barris Hadgett now coming up the hill for the final time of asking. And last time around he went purple yet again, a 55.515 on the lap board. So the number 47 has really opened the gap up between himself and Tomilewski, the second, who last time around was 2.9 seconds adrift. And with the pace that Barris Hadgett is setting in this kart, he's doing a fantastic job at the front. He's controlled it from lights out. He got the whole shot into turn 1 and 2. So into the boot for the final time comes Damien Barris Hadgett. And one more corner, and here he comes. It's the number 47. Damien Barris Hadgett takes the Honda Cadet opening heat win in 2018 here at the Bambino Kart Club Championships, taking place at Whilton Mill Kart Circuit here in Daventry in Northamptonshire. So we'll run you through the grid, we'll run you through the finishing order. So Damien Barris Hadgett takes the opening heat in the Honda Cadet category. Then it's Kasper Tomilewski as well. It looks like there's still some battling to be decided at the back end of the field. It looks like Jacob Anslow's just crossed the line in 6th position. So looks like Freddie Moore has won the fight between himself and Lincoln Douglas. Looks like that's, there we go, Freddie Moore just crosses the line, finishes in 7th position. And there we go. Lincoln Douglas actually had to fend off Ashton Butlin in the end of it, but let's run you through the finishing order for the Honda Cadet heat number 1. So from pole position, getting the whole shot, fastest lap and the race win, it's Damien Barris Hadgett in the number 47. Kasper Tomilewski rounds out the top 2, 3.1 seconds adrift, but was in contention for the lead for the majority of the race. Adam Bucott rounds out the top 3 in the number 53. Just 4 tenths ahead of Liam Hartley, who was in 3rd and got bumped down to 5th in 2 respective corners. Then it's Eric Tokarski, who recovered from the spin in the 33 to finish 5th. Then it's Jacob Anslow, Freddie Moore, Lincoln Douglas, Ashton Butlin, and Ollie Poole, the number 9, unfortunately did not make the end of the race, completing 6 out of 10 laps. So, well, that's one cadet heat down.